Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Noble Fates update. Our last update that we put out was the hospitality update. And Chris, do you want to tell us all about this update?
Yeah, so this is the Bandits update.
Bandits
So, and Steam Workshop.
Cool.
Yeah, so we want to take kind of a balanced approach to updating Noble Fates and expanding it. We think it's important. It's important to kind of cater to the multitude of players that we have playing. Some are builders, some are simmers, some are here for the combat and the diplomacy. And so the Bandits update is basically building on top of the hospitality update that we did before and introducing bandits into the world. And so bandits are these people that can come in. There's a little group of them you see here. This is actually a further along version of the group that we're going to show you in the save that we play. This is one of the potential outcomes for them.
Cool. And before we
And
do that, sorry, go for it, Chris.
And yeah, they're just here to make their way in the world. They don't really subscribe to the kingdom way of life. They're not following some ruler. They're out here on their own, living sort of a nomadish life. But they also don't really follow many laws out here. They aren't murderers per se, but they are out here trying to turn a profit and keep food on their table.
Very cool. And Chris, you wanted to show off some modding stuff before we got into the bandits.
Yeah, so right here on the main screen, you're going to have this new little mods button. And so, from the beginning, we've built a game to have deep mod support. We have this scripting language called octdat that you can use to define kind of all of the things in the game. And all these models are like loose FBX files that we import. And so modders have been churning out mods. They've just been hard to get to and hard to install. And so as part of this update, we're happy to announce that we're launching the Steam Workshop support for the game. And so I'm going to actually switch over to Steam real quick and go to the workshop and go to most popular. And here it is. And so we've got 30 plus mods in here. Let me hide these ones that aren't out yet. We've got 30 plus mods available here at launch for the workshop. There's more that actually have not made the transition over to the workshop yet. And then there are more in flight. Every day people are making these, especially Satoru and Karma. They're churning these things out like crazy. But what's cool is there are races, like there's kobolds here and goblins. We made decorative table plants. So if you click on any of these mods, if you're not familiar with how the workshop works, you click on it, and then there's this little subscribe button. And once you subscribe to it, Steam will actually just automatically download it for you. And next time you launch the game, you'll need to restart the game. But next time you launch the game, it'll be waiting for you in the game. And so you can come out here and subscribe to these, and then they'll load into the game, but they won't be enabled by default. And so this allows you to kind of, subscribe and not really worry too much about it before you come in and play. But if you open this mods menu, you'll see all of the mods that you have on your local machine. So we still support. We have the Steam Workshop in here that's populating these ones. So you can see Goblin Race here from the workshop, Karma Power from the workshop. If I click the details button, I'm actually not running through Steam at the moment, but if I were, I would get a Steam pop-up that would show me the workshop page for that mod. And then here on the right is the button that you check to tell it to load that mod. And then here is the load order. And so generally speaking, you don't really need to worry too much about the load order unless the mod maker tells you to worry about it. You can generally speaking just throw them in and they'll work out. And so these are all disabled until you come in here and enable. So if I turn on Karma Tweaks, for example, and then hit back, I have to restart the game for the mod changes to take effect. So I'm going to say no. It'll remind you down bottom here if you haven't restarted. and you can still play. It just won't, that mod won't have taken effect. But one other thing that we did here is we actually expanded the load screen here as well to show the mod information for your save games. It'll show the version and the mod information. So when you hover on a save game here, you can see which version of the game it was saved with. Project October is the code name. That's like the underlying name of Noble Fates. Project October version 25 is the Bandits update. But if I scroll down, I'll see some of my old saves in here. The Trading Hams, that one actually doesn't have a version. These ones are version 24. So they're from the prior update that you can still get access to on Steam. But then the other thing you'll notice here is it'll tell you if you've got a mod mismatch. So you can have multiple games in flight that have different sets of mods, and it'll warn you right here that you've got a different set of mods. And so this one uses the prison mod. This one uses free farming, karma tweaks, cultural tile set. And so if I want to go continue that game, I'll need to go out and re-enable those mods to continue playing that game.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Should we get into showing the bandits?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so let's hop right in and look at some bandits.
All right. See you in there.
Time to do that, yeah.
Oh, that's a lovely morning in Nobiria.
Yeah, what a nice little morning, and nice little ramshackle base overlooking.
That looks new.
Yeah, overlooking this little waterfront. Yeah, let's talk about ramshackle. So I'm gonna turn the roof off for just a second. So this is the bandits update. So big kind of top level thing is that we wanted to balance out kind of the hospitality update a little bit, and so we brainstormed and we decided that we wanted to bring more life to your map. So there are these other kingdoms outside of your map. And one of the things that we think that makes our game unique is that we have kind of this complex sim of the world immediately around you, as well as the deeper sim out beyond that. And we thought maybe we would do something that you don't really see a lot in this genre, which is bring a bit of that sim into your world. And in order to do that, we decided to tackle the bandits.
Very cool. And so, Chris, it looks like before we actually start showing off the bandits, that you can, in the same way that perhaps the bandits can utilize this new kind of tier of creation, the player can, as well as kind of an early stage building system, rather than going kind of to nicer wood materials right away.
That's right. Yeah. So we stood this up for the bandits. We wanted them to be able to, it was important for us to have them build things, and we got them building stuff, and we were like, dang, this stuff's really cool. And so we wanted to make the same stuff. And so we dropped this in as the new starting building tier. And so inside of the build menu here, you'll see ramshackle below wood. And so wood has actually been pushed back a couple of levels. So it's something you progress to, which I think, we had talked about a couple of times, like our base tier wood before kind of felt like nice wood. And so this gives it a little bit more breathing room.
I'm really excited to use this for when I'm building bases. A lot of the time I'll kind of build a separate storage area, or almost like a like a shed or something like that. And so I really like this because it lets me basically get buildings built way faster if I don't care about them being kind of higher quality living quarters or where people are going to spend a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I like about it too. Like it works great for like sheds. It operates into the same building system, and so you just drag and pop it down like you would expect. And when you drop it down, so of course it's ramshackle, so it's lower tier, and so it builds much quicker. And so one of the things that you'll probably notice here that's happening is if you haven't paid much attention to the game since the last update, we've actually sped up building a decent bit. And the way that works is that haulers, well, they're all sleeping right now, unfortunately. But if these haulers weren't sleeping, they would come and actually haul wood to all of these props to prepare them to be built. And so it kind of speeds up the building process a fair bit. But with this ramshackle stuff, it actually builds quite a bit faster than the old base tier would. and it gives you kind of a great way to stand up, some makeshift housing early.
Very cool. Perhaps it's time for us to talk about the bandits themselves, or perhaps even show them.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, so we have this nice little shack out here.
Oh.
It also goes well with these straw beds.
That looks cool.
So I've been playing here for a while, and I kind of settled on this island, and then I built these little bridges because I wanted, my people and the other people to have access. And then I got this scary thing that spawned over here that we'll talk about someday that you may get to experience in your game. But I built these bridges, and after a while, these bandits came along. And so what happens is, just like the wanderers that come and visit, you can get bandits that come, except they don't come all the way up and set up camp right outside of your base. They set up a camp in a different way, and they do it out here. Here. Oh, there it is. It's a little bandit hut.
And so, Chris, the bandits like built that themselves. They came into the map, there was nothing there, and then they actually started building their own base, essentially, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, and what's super cool is you can see that I don't have a nameplate above these people. And so we kind of expanded upon the perception system so that you're only aware of kind of these these kind of neutral hostile people. They're not like hard hostile. They won't fight you immediately, just on sight. But your awareness only kind of really comes from your people being around them or you flying out there as the contra. And so like if I don't have anybody out there, I may not even know they're there. And so when you first learn that there's bandits on your map, they may come and burgle your base or steal. I like saying that word, burgle. Burgle. Or they might steal from your people and then they retreat back to their camp, but you don't know where it is. And so you might have to scout a little bit to find them. And that's exactly what I did here to find these guys out here. And so yeah, like you said, they built this base, and so what's cool is it looks like they might be doing.
I can hear them cutting a tree.
Right now. Yeah, so they
look at those eye patches.
Yeah, he's got a little eye patch. Oh look, he's starting to build. So you don't get to see the blueprints for the bandits base, so you only get to see kind of what they've actually built as they built it. And so it's pretty cool. Like it makes them feel more alive, like they're planning this thing out. You don't really have access to kind of, what their thought process is. And yeah, they're building this kind of ramshackle thing. So originally when they came in here, they just started with a little camp and then they decided to build this little hut. And now they've decided to add on to it and they've targeted these nearby trees to cut down. And we've actually, one of the other reasons that we bit off the bandit update is that, you know where we're going, right, Matt? Like,
Oh, I know where we're going.
The what?
Oh, no, I said, oh, indeed. I do know where we're going.
You are a robot.
I am a robot. So sorry. Keep going. Keep going.
I am not getting any Matt vocals right now. I'm doing robot voice. Oh, it's back now.
Oh, it's back. Okay, good. I know where we're going, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, so I think everybody wants to be able to eventually go and raid other kingdoms, and we think that's super important too. And a big part of that is that, we want our people to feel more alive, and so we want them to build, and we want them to manage their little base and stuff, more so than just have kind of a pile of generated rooms that they haphazardly defend. And so this is the first step along that path.
That's super cool. I remember I was playing a game last week, and I kind of just let the bandits, I left them alone for a really long time, and I went back, and they had built out almost like an entire city. There's multiple, I think I actually had multiple bandit groups, and they had started like kind of building near each other and stuff, which is really interesting. It seems like if you leave it unattended for a long time, it becomes a major consequence to deal with if you think it's time to deal with it.
That's right. Yeah. So that's the interesting thing about the bandits is they're setting up like this little shanty town, and they're making themselves at home. and they're encroaching on our kingdom's lands. They're out here kind of semi-minding their own business at the moment, although they're bandits, and so they will come and steal things. They'll steal from people that they happen upon and stuff, and so we've got to keep our eye out. But it's kind of up to us how we want to handle them. And so we can come out here right now. We could come out here right now and try to shoo them off, which if we spot them early, maybe that's a good thing to do. My kingdom here is mainly neutral. I've got one good character. Neutral, neutral, neutral. So each of these people will have different opinions about how we should handle this bandit situation. And if we don't kick them out and they start robbing people, we can actually profit from them. We can tax them. We can trade for the goods that they've stolen from other people and get discounts on them if they like us. And so it can be a good pipeline to get cheap gear for our people.
Janet's leveling up.
It's time to level up. All right, logging, level 5. She's been cutting down some trees. So one of the newer things that we added in here is the ability to hover over the jobs, the talents in here, and you can see the rate that they're going to improve. So it shows you exactly how much their potential is affecting their improvement rate as well as their experience. And so you can kind of project where they're going to end up. And so this little hut is finished. So as you probably know from the last update, we can mark these for rent. So let's do that.
Very cool.
And yeah, we've got our main stuff. Here's where our leader sleeps in here. And then let's go see what our bandit friends are doing.
And so, Chris, when you're kind of talking about balancing out the hospitality update, and for those that are just joining us, the last update we did let you basically set up rooms for rent, sell stuff to people, essentially become an inn or a tavern if you wanted. This update balances that out interestingly, because if you have a bunch of guests coming to your base and they're bandits in the outlying area, they may be intercepted on the way. They can be basically held up. The bandits kind of act like highwaymen. They can steal from them while they're sleeping outside of your base. There's all sorts of stuff that can happen, and I think it's interesting because you probably want to make it easy for people to come and pay rent to you. But I think in a little bit we're going to probably show the introduction of quests, which is where if something bad happens to someone, they can actually ask for your help, retrieving things, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so the bandits are a little shy right now. They're just out here setting up, and they're kind of figuring out what they want to do. I don't even know where they're at. Okay. What they want to do next. It looks like they're just hanging out. But I'm going to push them along a little bit. So normally, I may not even know about them being out there. And it's obviously an event that kind of spans years in my game. But we've got these little tools to nudge them along. And so let's see if we can get them to make an appearance. So yeah, so what's cool is, so we added this new base level building tier. And one thing you may not be aware of about Noble Fates is we have kind of this replace in place system. And so when it comes time to upgrade this base, when you're tired of it being ramshackle, you can actually grab the wooden tools and just drag them over the top, and that will queue up blueprints to replace those same ones. Oh, spoiler time. We're going to skip this part of the video. We'll be right back. All right, cool, we're back.
All right, we're back.
So yeah, so I can drop these blueprints right over the top of the existing ones, and so I can upgrade my base kind of in line over the top. And so, I can get a fast, cheap building up and running, and then upgrade it and make it nicer. And,
I love this feature so much.
Yeah, my people will learn. And so it works with the walls, obviously it works with doors, and you can actually do it with the roof, and you can do cool stuff like even come in here and like if I go down to this level.
I love, by the way, that you can see the light emanating, from the various light sources indoors, outside. It's just such a cool multi-layered effect. I really love it.
Yeah, I love it with these I actually really love that these roofs have gaps in them. Like, it's so, it drives home kind of the ramshackliness, the fact that you can see through them in there and see what's going on. But what I was going to show was, so I can actually drop floors, and it's probably easiest to hide the roof, to be honest, when I do it. But like when it's time to expand this to a 2-story, I can just drop these floors here, and it says it'll replace the roof. And so now those are queued up, and when they build those floors, those will actually replace the roof above. So our bandits are still being shy. Let's see what they're doing. Okay, so they're not here.
Oh yeah, they must be out looking for someone to rob.
Yeah, so they're out doing something. So I don't really know where they're at.
Oh, I see. It looks like.
Oh,
Oh,
aha.
that's a good spot to rob.
Yeah, so what they can do is they'll pick spots that are near your kingdom and outside. And so when you built a bridge like this, they totally do what would happen in a storybook or, you know, in another story. They're blocking this road and they're waiting for a victim to come by, and then they're going to rob them. And so let's see if we can send them someone to say hello. How about Tiller, our good guy? So we're just going to have Tiller here go cut a tree down over there and mind his own business. It's so rainy. It's like Seattle in here.
Yeah.
So Tiller's going. Bandits are just minding their own business. And they've spotted him. And so as soon as they spot him, what they do is they actually size up the strength of their group, which is based on kind of their melee skill and their numbers, against the people who are in line of sight of them. And so if there's too many people around, they're not going to do anything. They're going to just kind of bide their time and wait for the right opportunity. But in this instance, we set Tower out on his own, and so they pounced on him, and they're both robbing Tower here. They're going to take some of his stuff. What's cool is we can actually send someone else along. Oh, looks like they're done. Oh, they took his hat! Wait, they took his pants too!
Oh wow, this that's got to be cold.
Yeah, so Tower here has shoes and gloves and a shirt and no hat anymore or pants. And so one of the big things that we had to do to make this all happen is like there's the concept of kind of ownership, but then there's the concept of stolen now in our game. And so here Bacon has this orc skin helmet that they stole from Tower. And Bird here has these cowhide greaves that they've stolen from Tower. And so, and look, Tower really likes them. Tower really wants them back. And so they're just going to go do their thing now. And my people are going to, you know, hang out and walk around the base and work. So Tower is now going to be missing some clothing, and they're going to be unhappy about it. And so so they're going to be unhappy about it. So like if I come in here, yeah, their clothing they need some more clothes. And so I can make the decision at this point to give them something new. You know, if I hadn't been so diligent about setting up this scenario, I may not at this point have even noticed that they had this stuff stolen from them. And so I would be kind of just hanging out and letting my people work. And then I'll get this.
Ooh.
Matt, what do you do with these?
I mean, all I know is if I see an exclamation mark, I gotta click it. That
Yeah.
I want to know what that is.
Let's go talk to this guy. So we'll send Carrie over to talk to Tower. And look at this. New quest. Recover Tower's belongings.
Cool.
And so we see this. These quests are dynamic based on what's happening in your world. That dudeness. Tower is, he knows how to speak to our ruler. But yeah, these quests kind of just happen out of these events that occur. So, you know, if you have a good base setup and there's always kind of good line of sight and good vision on people, maybe nobody gets robbed in your base and maybe you don't get this type of moment. But chances are, with the bandits being kind of crafty like they are, they're going to set up somewhere that you don't expect. You're going to have somebody go out and go hunting or chopping a tree down, like we sent Tor to do, and they're going to end up a few items lighter, and then they're going to ask you to help them out.
I think we should.
Yeah, so similar to, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do too. And similar to all the other kind of choices you get to make in our game, we're going to give you a preview of the reactions to that choice. And so, if we don't recover Tor's belongings, Tor won't be happy about it, but neither will Carrie, which is our ruler, or Lucas. Whereas in this scenario, most people are happy about it. So, yeah, let's do it. All right, so we got a new objective. So here we've kind of expanded upon the objective system that we used for the guided experience, and now we've expanded it to include quests. And so now if I finish this conversation, I've got this little objective up here in the corner, and we've made it so I can hover over it for additional details. And so when I hover, it tells me who wants me to recover the items in this instance. That's the quest. Who I need to recover them from, what I'm looking for, and then what's going to happen. And what's super cool is, so that's going to just be there in the background. Like I can, it's a background quest now, and so I can continue building up my base and expanding on things here if I'd like. And in fact, if I decide at some point I don't want to do this anymore, I can actually just go and talk to Tor. And he's like, "Hey, are you still planning to recover my stuff?" And I can tell him I'm working on it, or I can just cut my losses at any point. So like maybe Tor's got kind of low esteem here. Maybe it's not worth my while. Maybe I don't want to have kind of potentially negative interaction with the bandits, and so I may decide not to help them. I'm gonna save here, and let's maybe see a couple of like one or two different outcomes.
Cool.
And so the bandits have gone back to their base. And what's cool is, so the bandits build their huts and they place their beds, and they've actually got stockpiles in here that I don't get to see. And they'll actually put the items in the stockpiles. And so, eventually, it looks like they haven't offloaded these items yet, but eventually they may just plop them down in there, which is kind of cool. And so let's go and pay them a visit. I think Tor wants to come along. So I'm going to send them up there. So a lot of times your first introduction to the bandits is when you get a quest. You don't even know maybe that you have bandits, and someone approaches you and asks you to find items. And so at this point, you may be going on a mission to actually try to find your bandits out there.
I love those bridges. They're so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Janet's got an ability active.
I think she may have used her melee ability. Or it might be whatever work she was doing. Oh, she has a hauling ability. I think she was hauling before we interrupted her work and sent her out here.
We've got a sunrise meeting. I like this.
Yeah. Sun cutting through the trees here.
That's cool.
I love, one of the things I like about this is you kind of are forming like, you get to decide who you want to send out there. And so you kind of form an impromptu party if you want. You can enlist them if you want to keep them together. And you send them out here, and we're going to pay these guys a visit. And it is kind of wise to send multiple, because if you just send one out there and they're weaker than the bandits might just rob that person. When you send them out here. And so, you kind of have to...
Got to flex on them a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like I said before, our kind of world vision of them is based on someone seeing them. And so here now we've got their names, and lo and behold, we've got a little quest marker on Bird here, so we can come and talk to them. So, look, he's sleeping with his little eye patch.
It's like a sleep mask.
So what's needed... I'm sorry?
Oh, I was just joking. It's like a sleep mask, for getting good beauty sleep. Just on one eye, though.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, maybe he has troubles with that eye leaking light or something. Is that a thing that happens?
And maybe in this world.
I got injured or something in a fight. So I talked a little bit before about there being different ways to kind of resolve this scenario. And so right away, Bird is going to say, yeah, you know what? He doesn't really care about these belongings. They'll sell them back to me for 29 coins. And so I don't know if we have that much, and I don't know if
Oh, that's funny. Bird wants you to buy him too. That's neat.
yeah, that's super cool, right? So yeah, Bird wants us to buy them. He wants to get rich off of them. He doesn't want us to attack. So we get like a little insight into his response. Interestingly, Lucas doesn't really want us to do either of these things, which can happen. You know, maybe even though they stole from Lucas, Lucas likes them for some reason, or the fact that Lucas is good. You know, maybe Lucas wants to find another way even outside of this. And what's cool is I can say not yet here, and I can actually bring up the trade screen. And we've actually expanded upon the trade screen for this update as well. And you can see there's two new little icons over here. And so the red icon indicates that something, the red mask icon, it's kind of small, indicates that something is a stolen item. And so it's stolen from somebody. So these seeds here, they're going to be grouped separately from the other seeds that these people have. And if I hover over it, it'll tell me who they're stolen from. So those are stolen from the Augur Wanderers, as well as this bronze axe up here. And then these ones have the quest marker on them because they're part of the quest that we're here to resolve. And so Bird offered to sell us the items for 29. Turns out that that's exactly what they'll trade them to us for here. But what's interesting is if we go the trading route, we can actually barter with them and trade them 29 coins worth of goods instead of giving them coins. We actually have 56 coins, so we could do that. What do you think we should do?
Oh, I think we should. Well, to be honest, I think maybe we should take it back by force. But that's just me. That's just what I would
let's do it. Let's do it. So we've got our friends out here.
Only because we brought our posse with us, though.
Yeah, let's get our friends over here in position real quick. We'll kick this conversation off again. It'll cost you.
Oh no, Bird! It'll cost you.
How about this? All right, so we go straight into combat. So I've enlisted my people, and so we're fighting with them in place. They rise to the occasion, and we're gonna have a little fight here. And so most of the fighting to this point has been, you know, you fight to a certain point when you kill enough of the raiders, and then they retreat and leave the map. But this represents kind of a persistent faction that's hanging out inside of your map, and so it's not going to be quite so easy. Oh my goodness! Well,
got a critical on him.
So this fight, you know, can play out any number of ways, wherever the sim can go. And so what happened is, Bird died. So we killed Bird as part of this fight. Bacon became the leader. The bandits actually became the Bacon Bandits. The quest continues. We're now supposed to recover them from the Bacon Bandits. And Bacon is still putting up a fight, even though he's outnumbered. Oh,
I'm really hungry now too, just as an aside.
Oh, because of bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bird and bacon. So yeah, we'll give him a good beating.
Cool.
All right. So he gave up. So yeah, so you don't really know where the line is going to be. We have kind of a grittiness that we roll for the bandits that decides how much they're going to stick to it. Because really, these guys aren't here to conquer. They don't really want to murder people. They're here to you know, make a living, make a profit, and do more bandit-y type things. And so as soon as that happens, the fight actually, we de-aggro from each other, and this is so we don't accidentally kill them. I don't know what. Oh, Janet is trying to flee Bacon by running into Bacon. It's good. It's a good way to flee. Bacon's treating their wounds. So this fight's over. And so yeah, so we recovered the items. Thor is actually a member of our kingdom, and so when that happens, we had already given those items to Tor once before, so they just assume ownership of the items again. If, however, Tor was part of another group, we would then have a subsequent decision to make about whether we wanted to return those items to them or not, and we would have to live with whatever the consequences were. And so we've now returned Tor's items, and they're happy about it. And if we come and look at their esteem,
Cool.
we get a nice boost. It's pushing them up a little bit. They're tired and disheveled. Some of these things will resolve themselves, and we've got a nice boost here for a year for having helped them.
Very cool.
And then Bacon here is
maybe gonna die.
Maybe. Is he bleeding? Oh, he is bleeding. Do we let him bleed out?
What can we save him? Oh,
we can save
probably
him.
not.
We can. He's sleeping now. So maybe what we do
Ooh, our ruler might need some attending.
Oh yeah, she does. Yeah, so anytime you see this little bleeding, this little pulsing icon up here, it means someone is bleeding. And you know, oh god, her eyes are full of blood. So if you hover over the health bar here, you'll get to see any status effects that are affecting their health. And so here we can see she's bleeding. She's losing 3 health per hour, and she'll die in 7 hours without any treatment. Seems like no one here is in a big hurry to help her. So let's actually right-click. So one of the things that, if you haven't played yet, it can be a little confusing when you start out, especially if you do the guided experience, because we wait just a minute before we unlock the ability to kind of micro your people and tell them what to do, which we've been doing a lot of here. But basically, we just want to make sure that you learn kind of the ability to, like, bulk queue up commands and let people just take care of them as kind of the main path of interacting with things versus hand doling out tasks to everybody. However, once you get a little ways in, I mean, it's like the first half hour or so, you'll unlock the ability to tell people what to do. And so here, let's have Tower in return for us doing the quest. Let's have Tower treat Monocrat Carry. And so he's going to catch up. He's going to catch up, maybe. Stay still.
Blood breadcrumbs.
Oh, blood crumbs. Tower's treating Monocrat Carry as she's walking away. Oh, thanks, Tower. And now Monocrat Carry is healed. And so our bandit here is left to their own mess. Oh. Looks like he's
still bleeding.
Still.
Oh, and starving too.
Out.
And Chris, remind me, how do the bandits get food?
Yeah, so the bandits can steal. Obviously, they rob people. They can actually steal from other factions. And so if we come out and pick berries here and leave these berries sitting here, they'll come and take them.
Cool.
And then they can also, so they can actually just walk right into your base if you have open doors. And, you'll notice these sketchy people kind of walking around. And if you leave them alone near your supplies, they might pilfer a couple of things for themselves and take it back to their base. And then even beyond that, they actually, they have the ability to go out and forage berries. And so their presence actually will cause some competition for you for the resources on your map. So I think this guy's going to bleed out. 57, 50 minutes. We'll see you later, Bacon.
See you, Bacon.
It's nice knowing you.
Bacon's cooked.
When Bacon dies here, the Bacon bandits have abandoned their camp. They had no choice but to die. And so they abandon. And so what's cool is when you get rid of all the bandits, you get all their stuff. And so all their stuff that they were collecting in their base and throwing on the ground here, that stuff becomes all ours now. And so we've got the tunic we traded for before, and then we've got all these items, including a couple of trophies. Bandit eye patches.
Eye patches. Beauty masks. Sleeping masks.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go loot these guys. So if this had played out differently, these bandits would stay here and continue to grow and continue to build their base. Visitors that come and check out our colony may decide to join the bandits and join up with them. And so you'll get, similar to how people kind of ebb and flow with your kingdom and come in and go out, you'll actually get the bandits doing that as well. Oh, look, Carrie's making some progress on rebuilding this wall.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's interesting because, Chris, you'd said that you can kind of set up these deals with bandits, right? So sometimes it probably is just good to kind of leave them be and let them do their thing out there as long as they're not causing you too much harm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it really comes down to, if you want to tax them. So let me load that save up real quick, actually. Sweet loading screen.
Very cool.
Oh, this one's actually maybe this one's too late.
Oh yeah, maybe the manual one.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't want to save.
That's a cool shot.
Yeah, I'm super happy with how that came out. So here, so everybody's here at the base. Oh, it turns out that Carrie started, and these guys are learning these walls. So let's go talk to them again. Let's replay this scenario real quick. Fast forward, fast.
All right, here we are with the bandits.
So we've made it to their base. Looks like Tower's lagging behind, maybe a little reluctant. So let's go and talk
Tor
to
might have a
Bird.
slower move speed too, based on
Oh, he's
what they're
wearing.
wearing. Yeah, their move
Yeah.
speed's 97.
Catch. Yeah, so let's talk to these guys. So we're here for Tower's belongings. It'll cost us. So we could pay them. We could pay them the 29. So in this instance, since we've got an active quest, this actually interrupts kind of our ability to do a deeper level negotiation with them until we resolve it. So I'm going to go ahead and just pay them as the other outcome. And so we recovered Tower's belongings. They were given back to Tower, and we're good to go. But let's stop in here and chat one more time with Bird. And we can see we've got this parlay option. Oh, you're welcome, Tower. And so one thing you may also notice is if you scroll down in here, you can actually ask the bandits to join you as well, which I think is super interesting. In fact, Bird wants to join us.
That's
And
cool.
so Bird left the Bird Bandits. Bird has given up the life of being a bandit. The Bird Bandits became the Bacon Bandits, and Bird is one of our people now. And so this, it kind of feeds into your story kind of going where it goes. Like perhaps Bird was okay with joining us because we paid them off for those items. Like it raised their esteem enough. Monocrat Carry paid to get items back from me. And so that helped raise their esteem so that they would join us. But now we've got to deal with the Bacon Bandits. And so we can come back and speak with them and parlay with them. And so we can tax them, we can buy them out, we can kick them out. And so it's kind of up to us, how we want to handle them. And we can see here they're not going to like it if we tax them. So he's super going to like it if we buy him out. It's quite a
hefty fee.
Yeah. And he super does not like it if we force him to leave. Let me pay us to stay here. And so he just gave us a couple of coins. So we can come by every once in a while and charge him. In this case, it's not a super good trade for us because, well, maybe it is. Because we did pay 29 coins to get Tor's items back. But we did gain Bird out of it. They decided to join us. And we got 4 of our coins back. And so now we can let these Bacon Bandits hang out here and see where the story goes from here.
That's super cool. I really want to just have a bunch of bandits and send a little squad around as tax collectors every once in a while.
Yeah, what's cool is I think it's feasible. Like they're whether they rob you or steal from you or not is influenced by how much they like you. And so if you aren't beating them up all the time, you may find that they focus most of their efforts on the visitors. And so it becomes an additional income source and or item source for you, like a cheaper way to get the items and bring them into your base.
Chris, I think this happened last time I was playing. Is I actually saw the bandits steal from each other, even like between different bandit camps.
Yeah, they totally will do that. And what's funny is you will get a bandit coming and asking you to help them recover their items from the other bandit group, which is like a super interesting decision, right? Like, do you want to side with one of the bandit groups versus the other bandit group? How do you want it to play out? And so, yeah, it's kind of, I think we're pulling a bit more of the outer world sim into your local map here, and we're doing this in preparation for these guys have kind of their own simulation running here now, which is just a stepping stone along the way of simulating other kingdoms that you could go and visit and letting you interact with them.
Awesome.
We have another. By the way, we have one other super surprise that came out today with the game, and we didn't show it yet, and we didn't talk about it. We haven't talked about it anywhere. Should we show it off?
Yeah, let's.
All right, so I'm going to just cheat one because I haven't learned to make one yet. If we come in here in the items, in your gear, weapons, we have this new category here.
Very cool. Crossbows.
So we've actually, our artist David, who did all these ramshackle props, he did such an awesome job. He has been doing a bunch of our piecemeal item work, which is what allows us to get our combinatorics going and create all these items. And so yeah, he made some crossbows for us.
So cool.
Found some crossbows. So these slot into the normal item system. So these will get buffs on them as you'd expect. They're going to slot in terms of difficulty. They come in between crafting. We're starting to flesh this thing out. They awesome. Come in between the short bow and the fine short bow. And what's cool is it gives you another option. So it's actually a whole separate category of item, and it gives you a separate option for people who don't like bows. So if we come in here and check someone's opinion, that person doesn't care. Oh, wait, I can just have it on the item. Bird likes crossbows. Oh, hi, Bird.
Something that I love about them, I love that they shoot straighter, so it's a little bit easier, I think, to land hits. They're super fun to use in third-person mode, too.
Yeah, let's check one out. So let's give one to carry. And let's hop into third person. They look so rad on the person, too. Like, I love seeing them hanging out over the shoulder and in the portrait up top. So yeah, when I aim, we're holding it here in our left hand, and they shoot a lot straighter than the bows. So here I'm shooting really far away, so it seems pretty arced. Let's go find something to shoot at.
And maybe there's a deer or a boar to hunt.
There's this person down here. What's this? I missed. It's my own guy. Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, so they shoot a lot straighter, so you're much more likely, and they shoot fast. They shoot, the arrow arrives faster. You will notice that when it fires, there's like a second before they put the bow down, and that's to represent the reload time. And so you can only fire them about half as fast as the regular bows. And they shoot faster and thus straighter, which makes it easier to be more accurate. But they use the same range skill as the other.
Right.
As the other stuff. That's the crossbows.
Poor doe.
Yeah, let's.
About to become venison soup.
Oh look, is he gonna haul that one back already? Oh, he is. How nice. I'm unhappy with my lodging. Cool.
Awesome.
Well, I think that about sums up the Bandit update.
Cool. Well, I'm super excited to play with this more and just to to extract all those taxes from those bandits. I really just want to see more and more interactions between the travelers as they come in and as the bandits intercept them. Maybe we'll have to build like a guard post out there to protect the travelers every once in a while.
Yeah, that would be super cool. Yeah, and the I'm excited about this update too, and especially standing up the quest system, because as you know, the approach we're taking to early access is one in which we tackle these feature updates, where we expand the breadth of the game, and then subsequent updates are going to build on those features and flesh them out more. And so the whole aspect of the bandits building these little towns is built right on top of the little camp system that we built for the hospitality update, last update. And so we're really kind of aiming to increase the breadth in terms of features with these updates, and then we'll continue to add content updates and new content as part of subsequent feature updates that feed back into the systems on our way to 1.0. So it's pretty exciting.
Super cool. Well, thanks everybody for watching and checking out the Bandit update, and we can't wait to hear about in Discord and in the Steam forums the cool things that are happening to you in the game.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for checking it out, everybody. And don't forget that the Steam Workshop also launched with this update. And so, there's all the content that we've of course included in the game, and there's the mod menu that we showed you earlier that allows you to kind of enable and disable mods. But if you go out to the Steam Workshop, there's already 30 plus mods out there that offer everything from new races to new weapons and new building pieces to quality of life updates. So if you don't want to struggle so much to get wood, there's a quality of life mod out there for you, and it's super easy to mod, and that number should be increasing more and more now that we've got workshop support. So check it out.
Awesome. Thanks everybody. See ya.
All right, thanks. Bye.